Hello and welcome to the new video. In today's video we want to take a look at the new PVPOKE ranking. The ranking is going to be available now for the Great Ultra as well as for the Master League, and today we're going to take a look at which Pokemon are going to be climbing, which Pokemon are going to dropping, but also I will make specific videos for each league for the top 10 busts and the top 10 nerfs in the next few days here as well on the channel, so definitely stay tuned for this. Subscribe if you haven't already. And the one thing that I want to say before you look into it is actually that for this season, which is usually not the case, we can actually quite easily say on how the meta is going to be looking like, because usually the issue is with those move updates is that we don't know on how the energy is going to be increased or decreased for certain moves. And yes, we are not really aware of this as well for like something like Shadow Sneak, Parabolic Charge, Spatial Rent, or the Media Mesh as well as the Shadow Ball. But for those 5 moves here, it's quite obvious or quite expected to be the smallest possible change in order to change the move itself, because both Shadow Balls and Media Mesh are good moves generally already. Shadow Sneak is a bad move, which also plus has a little bit of a damage increase, by the way, towards the wall, which is not on the screen here right now, because that was only added afterwards. Spatial Rent is going to be a move that could get actually nerfed a bit higher, like a bit more significantly, which I would think would be the best thing for it, to even go for 100, and it would be still the best for the current Master League meta, because it's kind of screwed anyway, but we're going to talk about this later anyway. And for Parabolic Charge, plus 5 energy is all that we need for it in order to be kind of bad then all of a sudden, because the pacing is going to be absolutely off. Anyway, this is going to be the graphics, of course, for the current season, but let's take a look here at the old season. This is the current meta. We have Azumarill, Gastron, Credilli, and Corsola in the top 4. What do we have for the new meta? We have Gastron, Credilli, Azumarill, and Corsola for the top 4. It's kind of funny. Actually, the top 5 are all the same Pokemon in the next upcoming season. And it is quite obvious that there are 2 Mud Steppers and 1 Astonish user in there. One Pokemon, the Rockton, which is broken, and then Azumarill, which is just generally always broken. Like, I feel like there was a video recently where I was talking about the top 5 nerfs, I think, that I would like to see for the upcoming season, which we didn't get. No, we got one of them. We got Parabolic Charge of them. So, like, that's kind of, I guess, a good nerf. But, I would like to see a nerf to Astonish, Mudslap, as well as Rock Doom, where the other 3, which is kind of why Gastron, Credilli, Marowak, and Corsola are that high up, because those moves are broken on those Pokemon. And so, yeah, as you can see here, though, this is going to be the meta again, kind of the same. But then we enter new Pokemon, like Celio. And there are going to be multiple videos towards this topic generally on this channel as well, so definitely stay tuned for this. I will take a look at all the top buffs. Also hidden buffs, like Pokemon that didn't get actually changed at all, but actually are more valid or like more viable in the upcoming season. I think one of them is already in the screen with Bastion. I think it's going to be a bit better next season as well. But I will take a look at this, and I'm going to take a look at the nerfs as well for all 3 leagues. Is kind of my hoping that I can do everything for that one, because I kind of want to do more content towards the Ultra as well, the Master League. Hopefully you enjoy this as well. But let's start here and take a look at the Pokemon that are going to be a bit better for the Great League for the upcoming season that got buffed. We have here Aegislash at 12. Aegislash is going to be an interesting Pokemon. With Shadow Ball being no cheaper, we're going to have 2 moves at 50 energy, which allows you to generate generally a bit more energy. There were rumors towards a buff towards Aegislash as well that isn't announced, so we see if this is going to actually happen as well. But Aegislash currently at number 12 seems to be a very strong Pokemon in the upcoming season, and I'm not too surprised about that. Then we're going to have Licky. I already made a video at this point as well, I think, where I talked about Licky being one of the Pokemon that you really want to build for the upcoming season as well. We have Sableye next, which is going to be a very interesting and good Pokemon to have. We have here Sableye with like Foul Play getting buffed, as said before already, especially with Power Gem as a secondary move there. It's going to be very nice. Wigglytuff is going to be a good Pokemon next season as well. Justin is going to be a Pokemon that you want to have next season as well. Shadow Ball being cheaper now, as well as Malamar got the buff there as well, which I was talking about. Something that completely went over my head, of course, we have Doublade here, which I was expected to be strong. Doublade is going to be a very interesting Pokemon. It's not as bulky as anything else, but it's going to be a Pokemon that you want to have. As we have Umbreon at number 27. I didn't really think about it, but Foul Play got buffed, which makes actually Umbreon a way stronger Pokemon now, which is cool to see Umbreon back here. Clefable is going to be here as well, number 28, where there are multiple charge move options that you can have. You can go for Moonblast, for example, over Swift, but Media Mesh after 5 fast moves is quite crazy, so like it's going to be a good Pokemon for the upcoming season. But this is going to be it for mainly the buff Pokemon. We can go a little bit further down. We have Hakoma here with a Brick Break, which got buffed. Hydreigon with a Fly. That's all I want to say. Flygon. Hydreigon with Fly got buffed as well, which is kind of funny and kind of good. yeah, otherwise we're going to have here Pokemon that we've seen already previously in the of the other seasons, which is fine. Nothing really crazy changed here. We have Polysnow Sandslash, which is going to be a bit better next season. Aurorus with Polysnow going to be better. Morgrim is going to be better thanks to Foul Play being stronger. We are going to have here as well Pokemon like Grumpig, has Shadow Ball. I think it actually dropped in ranking though. Ludicolo, I think it's going to be better than the ranking. I do think it's going to be better than number 72. I'm honest with you there. I think Ludicolo is going to be one of the coolest Pokemon for the upcoming meta. Just because it's generally so safe to play. It has so much potential. And you have so much damage output with it. I think it's like an amazing safe swap in the current meta. I made a little short, by the way, as well for a team that you can run with it as well. If you want to take a look at the short that I made on the channel, feel free to check it out. Klefki with Foul Play is going to be a bit better here as well. Got buffed 9 hits generally. I think a low 9 is going to be amazing for the upcoming season. Otherwise, not that many buffs here. Nothing really crazy. We have nothing here really that got buffed at all, which is fine. It is okay. We have Warren here again. Warren was a little bit higher up as well already with a double buff, but it's not as great as Celio apparently. Celio is a Pokemon I definitely want to build next season. And I can scroll down a little bit. We see Gourgeist here, which honestly I do think that Gourgeist, I think it was even higher, like here the large Gourgeist is going to be an interesting Pokemon. A Pokemon definitely going to be stronger as well in the ranking, in my opinion. I think that Incinerate, Shadow Ball, Seed Bomb is just so difficult to deal with that a lot of people are going to struggle with that. So Titan is going to be at number 135, a little bit lower than I expected, but already actually, when I was looking at it, the win rate wasn't as great as it seemed, so not too surprising at the end. We have Polysnow and Bombosnow, which is going to be very strong as well with a buff towards it as well. Scrafty, I thought Scrafty, Foul Play got buffed on Scrafty, which makes it a bit better. Otherwise, we have Cetoddle, we have the Melodic. Melodic is going to be a bit better as well with Awkward Tail now being added towards it. Go-Go is going to have Rock Slide, which is going to be kind of nice. Dudan's is running Body Slam, but it's worse than the other one. Again, as said as well, Roller still stays the same. It's better than Dragon Tail on it. And this is kind of for the Great League. There's Clang now. Clang has access to a Vice Grip, and it's going to be a fun Pokemon to run. I want to run Clang as well in the Great League, so that's great. That's going to be it for the Great League, and now we can move on to the Ultra League. This was the Ultra League meta last season. What we will see here is Pokemon like Bellibolt in number 1. Bellibolt is going to go completely away because Bellibolt got nerfed with Parabolic Charge, now needing more energy. And this is quite significant because one extra fast move to get your own defense boost in is quite a bit more important for you than you might think. It's definitely going to make it way worse. And we see it here as well already. Flourish is just going to be up there again. Justin's going to get a big buff there as well. We're going to have here other Pokemon as well. Regidrago having Vice Grip going to be interesting. Malamar going to get the buff. We have Licorice Shadow Ball. We have the Warren, which is going to be better. Ludicolo at number 21 needs to be XL. Clefable, but also, which I didn't really think about, was a Dewblade at number 25 with Sacred Sword and Gyro Ball here. Going to be a very interesting moveset for this Pokemon. What else do we have here? We're going to have the Manabas with Foul Play is going to be back a little bit. Aurora is going to be back a little bit. Actually, Shadow Ball and Foul Play Manabas. Good shout, actually, going to be an interesting one there. Because then you can avoid running Aerial Ace, which is going to be, I guess, the one move that kind of made it worse. So I feel like that Manabas could be back as well. But I don't think it's going to be as strong as it was previously. But I could see it even with Air Slash as a fast move to have some flying type coverage as well. Spiritomb is better just with Shadow Ball being cheaper now. We have the Marunorigas with Shadow Ball being a bit better there as well now, running Shadow Ball Rock Tomb, 250 energy moves. Baybolt at number 49 here actually. So, otherwise you're going to have here 90 hits, which is going to be very strong. We have Trevenant, which got buffed as well with Foul Play actually going to be running that over the Grass type move, which is interesting that you go for the Foul Play's coverage, which is the same energy as Seed Bomb over Seed Bomb, which has Stab on it. I don't think it is that smart to do that, personally. Like, I do think it's not the ideal way of playing this Pokemon, but I guess maybe PVPOKE says it's better. I don't know. The thing is, yeah, I get that basically Seed Bomb is 1.2 more damage than Foul Play. It does even more damage, so it's the same energy. It's just about the coverage, but you have kind of, like, this is the thing as well, if you don't know, Ghost and Dark hits kind of similar types. You both hit Ghost and you both hit Psychic type Pokemon for super effective damage. So the difference is just some of the resistances, where Ghost is generally considered better than Dark. So I'm not too sure, like, don't know why you would go for Seed Bomb, not going for Seed Bomb here, which is going to allow you to have better matchups even against those Water-type Pokemon. I'm not sure. I don't know. Hydreigon with Fly at 60 is going to be interesting. We have otherwise here just some other Pokemon that are going to be a little bit further down. Santos with Powder Snow we have, for example. You have, again, Trevenant here as a non-shadow. You want to have Seed Bomb. It doesn't make sense that we change it in between. It's Titan at 80, Bomber Snow at 79. Yeah, generally not anything crazy. And this is kind of it for this one. We have Gourgeist here at number 100 still, which is the average, and then the large. I think the Gourgeist was here. Super is what you kind of want to have. Gourgeist Super is the best usually to go for. I think it is going to be number 83 there, which is fine. So Master League. This is the old Master League meta. And there are only a few Master League changes, so like I will most likely for the Master League only do one video where I gotta take a look at the top 5 Nurse and top 5 Boss or something like this, because there's not that much that changes as usual. Master League is kind of staying the same based on the Pokemon. Boss, of course, are going to be Xerneas as well as Metagross, which is Metagross now number 3 here actually as a non-shadow with Shadow Claw, Meteor Mash as well as Earthquake. So a normal non-legendary Pokemon actually entering the top 10 there, which is kind of cool, which hasn't been the case for, I think, was it last season there was in top 10? No, there was not a single non-legendary Pokemon in the top 10. So at least we have that now back again. Metagross seemingly one of the strongest Pokemon for the season. Zacian didn't get touched, so like Zacian is still going to be the same kind of way. I do think that Metagross might be able to win against Zacian. Yeah, it does, which is I think the main reason why Metagross is going to be up that high. The issue is here, while Palkia got nerfed with Spatial Rent, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter because it's mainly the Dragon Breath Aqua Tail combination that makes this Pokemon broken. Here, other Pokemon that got buffed though, by the way, as well, are Lunala with Shadow Ball. We have the Yveltal, which Oblivion Wing is going to get way better, like giving it no guaranteed defense boost is crazy. But it's just going to make it solid again. It's not going to make it even broken by any means, which kind of shows as well on how kind of far behind normal legendary Pokemon are from those primal, origin, and fusion Pokemon. They're all like way too overpowered. But as you're going to see here, we're going to have other things as well that got a little bit of a buff. We had here, where was it? Golden Go with the Shadow Ball, which is going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be a good Pokemon. Hydreigon with Fly is going to be a little bit better. Otherwise, Torrenta with Dragon Breath is there, and that's kind of it. We have Secret Sword Keldeo. Mewtwo with Shadow Ball is going to be a bit faster reach too, but that's kind of it here for this meta as well. As you can see as well, the average rating is going to decrease quite fast, to the point where the only like top meta Pokemon I would say are the top 20. That's like maybe top 23 here. This is kind of where I would have the cutoff point. Those Pokemon are usable, the rest isn't. And that is kind of unfortunate because there are a lot of Pokemon in there that are, yeah, just legendaries and very expensive. So it's going to be a bit more difficult to enter those leagues. Anyway, this is going to be it for this video. This was a short overview about the different kind of changes. And what I will do next is, on this channel, take a look at the biggest changes in the Great League and the biggest nerfs in the Great League. And yeah, we want to take a look at that, and then we're going to take a look at the Ultra League, and then the Master League, and then there's going to be top teams, and there's a lot of content coming up for the upcoming season, and Pokemon that you want to build, Pokemon that you don't want to build, and I will see you then. Hopefully you like this, subscribe if you do, and yeah, bye bye.